XRP versus Bitcoin, we start with 1 hour chart. If we refer to our analysis in my last video, when the price was within this move, we mentioned we can expect to get one more drop because we mentioned we put in this one as a flat and relative to this for one more drop. That's why when the price drop with the breakout of this low, I mentioned if we get any trade set up for buy, we can look for, and exactly this is what we get. Okay, there was opportunity to look for buy based on 15-minute, and beside that, based on forward chart, the only way to look for trade was if anyone get a trade from here. Okay, and if you move to 15-minute, there was the opportunity to look for buy based on these small flags. The first one was here, and after that we could trade based on 1 hour chart from here. It didn't give us really good trade setup to look for because the way is moving, but this is where we could look for trade because I mentioned in my last analysis, and based on 1 hour chart, if we refer to the only way to look for trade after we see this one. And even if when the price was within here, I mentioned wait for the correction before we take the trade. Anyway, as what we were expected, the price reverse, and this is what we get. And whoever get the trade, move their stop loss to break even or take out the profit. Now we want to see, because we mentioned if even we put these lines as a target, we mentioned if there be the breakout of this stop, we can expect the price to tag. But as what we can see here, the price almost haven't even the tag the top is start to correct. No, what we should do first, whoever get the trade, if they take out the profit, good. If not, at least move their stop loss to break even or book some profit, because what the way is moving is quite corrective. And even if you move wants to look for next trade, we need to wait this one turn to deeper correction. Because if he wants to buy, we're buying at the top is not really a good idea, because still we can expect this one turn to a deeper correction. Okay, anyway, buying at this top is not really good idea unless this one turn to a deeper correction. And whoever get, the only thing is whoever get the trade, they have to start to manage, either take out the profit or move their stop loss to break even. And now we move to higher time frame. We want to see what we have based on daily chart. And the only things is we mentioned about how we can look at the chart, but the best things we mentioned, we're looking for this, and we want to see whether this one can continue or not. All right. And if I move to forward chart, we want to see what we have based on forward chart. The only things I need to highlight here, because again, if I move to for daily chart, because if we refer to what analyzes, we mentioned, if I remove these things, we mentioned we can look at this one in two different ways. First of all, we put this one as the first, and this is a flat, and this is the one is going to retest the top. Or we, since the price, if you put this two, we see the divergence. How about if this is the internal correction in relative to this, and this is the start of the down move? Actually, this is really complex, but we don't need to care which one is going to look for. All right, we have been looking for buy based on 1 hour chart. Now we start to manage it, and right now we're looking at this. Okay, now if you move to forward chart, what I want to highlight is, if you move to, sorry, if the best thing is if I move to forward chart, if we refer to our analysis, what I mentioned about 1 hour chart, I mentioned if you wants to look for buy from here, is not really a good idea. The reason is we have been looking for buy since the price we get this one, and this is what we get. The reason is, how about if this one tend to a flat for one more drop in relative to this, because what we get here is really sharp, and even based on forward chart we don't have any reversal. Okay, that's why when we have been looking for this one, we put this one as a flat. We mentioned we want to see the breakout of the top. The price couldn't break the top because we mentioned if we get a breakout of the top, we're looking for this one as a target. Then from there, we need to see whether there is a continuation or not. And now the reason is we buying at the top is not really good idea, because we have been looking since the price was from here. And the reason is we can expect this one turn to a flat for one more drop. Okay, in the bigger picture. Then how we can look for trade, if we move to 1 hour chart, the only thing is right now, whoever get the trade, they have to start to manage, at least move their stop loss to break even. And if we want to look for trade for buy, right now we shouldn't get a trade. We cannot look for trade. The best things is we either we wait for this one for the deeper correction, or if we get one more drop, because as we mentioned, we can expect this one turn to more complex. The reason is, even if we this one turn to deeper correction, we can look for trade, and with the breakout of either the top of this, it depends how deep it can go, or the previous top, we start to manage it. At least move the stop loss to break even. If there is a continuation, we keep. If not, if this one turn to flat, at least we have our stop loss in the break even. If the price reverse drop, we can manage our trade. Okay. Anyway, I just mentioned I want to see in bigger picture how we can look at this. And buying right now, it doesn't mean the price cannot continue, but it's not really a good idea. Okay. The best thing is we wait, we see what we get, either the correction for continuation or for price to drop. Again, the only update is whoever get the trade within this one, if they want to keep the trade, either book some profit or move their stop loss direct into break even. And in this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.